time, what a time. What a time for a black man to be alive. Living in the struggle while trying to keep our composure. Killing each other while trying to look for that exposure. We all just wanna make it, we should do it as a team. Build each other up and they can't even say a thing. Me and all my brothers just stuck together like glue. It's us against the world and you know what we finna do. Woo! Pop a bottle, we in here for celebration. We just wanna be the leaders that's pushing the generation. Take a seat and find your zone for the topic of conversation. Find a way for a positive revelation. Now this really ain't the time to be thinking about yourself, cause we just a bunch of hustlers that's trying to give out some help. We turn the cubs into lions inside of the den. Come and join the brotherhood if you really just wanna win. Hey.
There you go.
That's my dog.
Yes, sir.
There you go. So check this out. I'm just talking to the people right now. So you know how you got some people in your life that you know that you try to hide from, or you can't be yourself because of whatever reason. And then there are some people that you can't hide from because they know you from a very young age. And whatever that person know you as, that's who you are.
That's my dog.
Yep.
Ain't no sugarcoating it. Ain't no, ain't no freaking, it's just boom. So this guy here, Mr. Sean Jordan, I grew up across the street from this young man, between the ages of like 8 years old to like 15 years old, right? I'm gonna tell you a story about this guy. This is for the people who don't know where I come from and know my background. What y'all see today, it came from somewhere. The man you see right now came from somewhere. So, and he can verify it. I ain't gotta tell you no lie. This is just straight, unfiltered, unrehearsed, unscripted, right?
Yeah.
So we used to be best friends, right? But me and this guy, we used to get into these fights.
Bruh.
We used to get into
So you gonna wait till we get on live? You gonna wait till we get on live and spill the beans? Look.
Hey man, I got you, bro. Hey, we used to get into these fights all the time, man. But he was always like my friend.
That's
always
my dog.
been friends. So it was like friendly fights. I think what we was doing without even knowing it, we were just, it's like those two young cubs when they gotta spar with each other so they can see how to maneuver and how to get out of situations.
Yeah.
So I learned how to fight by fighting this dude. Like I got two brothers, that I fought with all the time, but at some point there ain't no competition. Let me go and fight somebody who is not related to me or who can actually give me something extra. So this was my real life sparring partner as a child. We got into a lot of
Now that I think about it, you taught me how to skate.
I taught you how to skate.
Remember y'all had that skateboard?
Yeah, I had a skateboard. But am I lying about then we used to get into fights all the time?
No.
Come on,
I
man.
fought.
Don't do me that, bro.
Nah, I fought all the neighbors.
You know what I'm saying?
Ed.
But me and you used to fight though.
Yeah, I know.
Eric.
Yeah, when it came down to that backyard, let's go.
We had a thing, man. Go to the backyard, man. You go to the backyard, boom, it's over with. We fighting. We fighting in the backyard. But that was some healthy childhood, friendship type stuff, man. These jokers today, man, you get into a disagreement, they finna bust your head wide open with. They finna shoot you. You know what I'm saying? You get into a disagreement now.
Don't understand it, man. When when all you do is you on the internet start with an I. That means basically I control you. But I ain't gonna go too deep in their specifics. But people gotta understand the drop bait from that. They attention. You gotta pay attention. Because a lot of people got a short attention span. And outside of you having the shortest attention span, and then the person you raising Your only understanding is gonna be what you see now. Ain't no tomorrow. When today is all you think about, and today is filled up with nothing but misled information, garbage, just constant processing pork. Basically, the pork
So
of life.
we was on here talking before, man. You were dropping some nuggets, man. I mean, just like talk to the people, man. Like what's happening?
I mean, it it's a lifestyle, man. Like I was telling you, you know what I'm saying? We just negligent to the fact of our situation and what we exist for. You know what I'm saying? And really what our sole purpose is in life. You know what I'm saying? That's loving and helping and healing each other. You know what I'm saying? Encouraging. It's
Yeah.
better to be encouraged than corrected. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Say that one more time.
It's better to be encouraged than corrected. You know what I'm saying?
Encouraged and corrected. And you said something that I posted on Facebook, said that it's hard. Hold on, let me go to that post. Hold on, let me go to that post. That post said it's hard to have willpower when your spirit has been killed. I got my pastor Bishop Robert Darden Owens Sr. What's up, brother? How you doing? I got Mr. Robbie Smith on here watching. Hey, so hey man, you got people on here, man. If you camera shy, you know what I'm saying?
No,
you might want to get
I ain't careful. See, this just ain't something I ain't never did. Like I can't, like I'm not a shy person, so it wouldn't carry over to something like this. And I might be a little off because I'm trying to catch on, but as far as like, camera don't stop nothing.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know. Like I say, I'm inside the den. This is my den. I can have these conversations with my guys, you know what I'm saying, inside the den. But a lot of people, I was talking to my boy earlier, man, and I told him that, he knew me before, the Lions Pride and all that kind of stuff. One of the most important times in my life, one of the most pivotal times in my life was the time I spent in federal prison. And I told him that that was the one time that catapulted where I am right now. I wouldn't change that, brother, because that made me who I am right now. As long as I was working, you know what I'm saying, for somebody and was part of the system where, you had to do a certain thing. I don't think that I would have got where I am if I didn't have that, that freedom taken from me. You start to appreciate life more when you had your freedom taken from you, and when you don't have the opportunity to, so if I wanted to go work a Fortune 500 job right now, they wouldn't hire me because of a record. But sometimes God will start shutting doors for you so that he can open some new doors. And I was trying to search out and seek these different jobs, and the doors started shutting on me because of my record. But what God told me was, instead of you trying to find a job, you're going to be able to create a job and create opportunity for other people. Because I don't have the luxury of being able to go out and just say, hey, boom. I have a nice resume now. I've been told at some jobs that I'm overqualified, so my resume is nice. But when they pull that history, before they give you a chance to even explain what the situation is, they already shut you down. And so I remember I had the best and the worst interview of my life about 4 years ago. And this is what happened, Sean. I was going to try to get a job working as an installer for DirecTV. I had already sold DirecTV as a salesman, and I had sold time on the cable as a salesman, but I was getting into the where I want to go ahead and get a route.
What a time for a black man to be alive, living in
I was trying to learn how to do some other things, and had an awesome interview. The guy loved me. He loved the personality. He loved the vibe. He loved everything that we had going on. And he told me that, you know, I wish I could hire you because this was the best interview I've ever had. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, the higher ups won't allow me to hire you, right, because of your background. And I said, you know, it has been over 10 years, so it should be, it had been over 10 years, so it should have been good, or I should have been good to go. And this is what happened, bro. I remember going to my vehicle, and I remember crying. I remember crying because as a convicted felon, nobody would give you a chance. I remember thinking to myself, how they expect me to rebuild my life if they won't give me a chance? You ever felt that way before? So yeah. I remember crying in my car, man. I cried and cried and cried, and I had that moment of tears. You know what I'm saying? It might have been a short moment, but I cried, and I told myself, never again, never again, never again. I was looking to gain employment, and God was trying to get me to provide employment. So what I did was, by the time I drove home, I had to clean myself up mentally. I had to talk myself, you know what I'm saying, you know, out of the hole I was in mentally. And then, you know, I said, I'm gonna go full-time entrepreneurship. I'm gonna create a job. I'm gonna create an opportunity. And that's when I, you know, started doing my, you know, reopen my tax business, you know, credit repair, U-Haul. I'm talking about when you in a situation where you getting denied and you ain't got no opportunity, you start creating opportunities now. It's like I can't stop because I know what that feeling felt like when they told me no. So it's like feast or famine, you know what I mean? When you done been homeless before, when you done been, you know, without, you know, good shoes, when you done been repoed, you know, a bunch of times, you get in your mind that feeling of disgust. And what I was feeling in my vehicle that day was disgust. I said, I will never allow somebody else to dictate my outcome. From this day forward, I'm going to be responsible for my own outcome. Huh?
You really learn something that man, when you learn when you learn that you learn something, man. Don't let no situation or nobody. Oh man, no situation or nobody, man, dictates your outcome because you become their slave. When somebody say something about you, it's 9 times out of 10 because they not happy with themselves or they envious of you. So either way, the hate gonna come. Now the hurt really don't matter. Of course, you're not supposed to like it when somebody saying something about you, but it's about what you do after that. Like it's like a piece of sweat to me. You just wipe it off. I'm not thinking about how many times I used to sweat. I'm just trying to keep from sweating right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to be cool, calm, collected, and all. And you know that, like, if you ain't never fought through nothing, you don't know how to do nothing, man. You know, you gotta appreciate.
That was.
You gotta appreciate stuff that helped you.
Yeah. I was hurt, and I was wounded, but I didn't let that define who I am, man. I took that opportunity, man. Took that loss and turned it into a lesson. You know, I let that fuel, you know, my comeback, because everybody don't understand that a setback is a setup for a come up. I was set back and it set me up for a come up because with that same energy, that same frustration I had, I put that into everything I do. That's why I'm working so hard, because I know that it was a time when they wouldn't even give me a chance. So to anybody out there right now who's dealing with having a record, having a felony on your record, you feel like the white man is in control of your future and being held back. If you think anything about me, if you care anything about me, if you follow me, if you watch me, I am a convicted felon. I was in federal prison for a conspiracy to deprive inmates of civil rights when I worked as a deputy sheriff in Gulfport, Mississippi. That happened I was indicted in 2007, and I pled guilty because I wasn't going to receive a fair trial. And that right there is what catapulted the person you see right now, because there is no other option. Failure is not an option. You know what I'm saying? I can't depend on. Go ahead.
Hey, you just brought back I came home in 2004. You was in, and I came back to misdemeanor. You was one of the correctional officers that came down to do head count that day. Now that was like one of them moments, like somebody you growed up with. You know what I'm saying? You disappeared for a minute.
How did that make you feel seeing me in that uniform?
It made me feel terrible.
Why did it make
you know what I'm saying? Because it's like when you're in a situation like that, you think about that day mama tell you, all right, keep going down there. Keep going down the road. You're gonna be in the jail or dead. Oh, they can't do nothing to me. I'm this, I'm that. You know.
So I'm gonna tell you what it made me feel like when I saw you, man. It hurt my heart, man. It hurt my heart because I know that you come from good people, and I know that I had never seen you in that light before. And I think I hadn't seen you at that time. It had probably been at that time probably about 8 or 9 years since I had seen you. And I remember when I left high school and went to the military, when I had came back home, I said, where's everybody at? Where is everybody at? Like nobody is home. And I remember when I went to the first time to that prison, I said, this is where everybody is at. Everybody's in jail. Like everybody's posted on the street. They locked up. Like, everybody who I didn't see on the streets, they was in there. They was in there. So I'm like, what?
Hey, hold on one second.
If y'all taking the time to watch this video, this is me and a childhood friend talking about, just when I first saw him in the system, the correctional system, and how it made him feel watching me and how I felt seeing him. I really was like taken back. And when I started looking around for everybody on the streets and discovered that they was in the doggone jail, it was crazy. Like everybody's in here. Everybody's in here.
We like to call it caught up in the matrix.
Caught up in the matrix.
This the end result. It's only two. It's only gonna be two things that come up out of that. And either when your mama tell you you're gonna die, go to prison, you better hope you go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the two-way.
Yeah. Some people wasn't arrested. They was rescued. Some people had to be locked up in order to be set free.
All right.
Some people had to go down that road because they might have had a bullet with their name on it, and being arrested was the best thing that could have happened to them. Some people might have been one hit, one crack pipe away from being OD'd, and then they got arrested, or something happened and they was end up going in. So You know, whenever the hand of God is working in your life, you can't ask for something and then complain about how you get it. When I right before I went in, I remember praying. Now this is a true story. I remember praying for patience. I said, Lord, I need patience. I'm dealing with this, dealing with that. Bless me with patience. Now, that probably was as I look back on it, it probably was one of the most foolish prayers I ever prayed in my life, because God does everything in seed form, is what I learned. If you ask God for an apple, if you ask God for an apple, He's going to give you an apple seed. And you put the seed in the ground and you water the seed, and He grows that seed to an apple tree, and the apple tree will produce apples. If you ask God for patience, He puts you in a situation where patience is needed. And there is no more patient situation than being locked up, where you ain't got nothing but time. If you can hear God, if you can hear God's voice. There used to be an old Verizon wireless commercial where the guy be in the tower and say, "Can you hear me now?" He'd be all in the woods. "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" And at that point in my life, God had been calling my name, and He'd been asking me, "Can you hear me now?" And because I was I wasn't in a conducive situation, it was coming in staticky, right? It was static, like, yeah, I can't hardly hear you. I can't hardly hear you. But I remember it so clear. The first night I was in that federal prison, and God said, "Can you hear me now?" It was loud and clear.
Loud.
I started crying, because
Yeah.
it took Him to orchestrate this situation for me to go down, for me to be able to hear Him clearly. And when He was speaking to me, He told me, "I've been speaking to you the whole time, but now since you can't hear me out there, you can hear me in here." And that was one of the things that
that's something I learned. That's something I learned by going to prison, that, you know, like, you hear people say that, you know, you have people that come back and forth. So every time you get in that jailhouse, you get that Bible. You know what I'm saying? You hear a lot of people saying that, because you can tell by the way people, you know, you ain't eavesdropping on the Bible.
You go in there, convert to
Exactly.
Allah and all that kind of
But
stuff.
guess what?
But I'm gonna tell you something. Go ahead.
Guess what? God is not gonna be able to come to you while you ordering that number 3 at McDonald's. God is not gonna be able to come to you while you standing at that bar with your best friend who just came in town. God is, even though we pray at Thanksgiving, God is not coming to you while you sitting there eating that turkey, and then you drop that shot in your mouth after that. He gonna come to you that's when you at your purest. And a lot of people don't take that for what it's supposed to be, because we live societized. That's what I like to call it. Like, whatever they say do, whatever they project you to, however they want you to feel. Just like the coronavirus. You know, it's conspiracy this, conspiracy that. But the true thing about that is the way the situation makes you feel. Like, I see, since I've been home this time, I see a lot of the word is built on that. What you feel and what you feel right now, versus being dedicated to something. Nobody want to go through nothing because they don't want to feel nothing, because they make them vulnerable. But life gonna make you vulnerable anyway, baby. When you turn off that Facebook, that phone bill real. You hear me? When you through posting all them cute pictures, that bump still on your forehead. The one you done filtered out, that bump you done filtered out on your head. Yeah, you go. You know, that's just the way we gotta stop doing that. You know, as people in the world, it's cool to do Facebook and do this stuff now, because this how you get in touch with people. I ain't seen you in what, over 20 years. But here we are today.
It's been a minute. But
So
I don't take things for granted. I know that there are some people that that I would love to reconnect with, over the years that I've been friends with, and like I said before, what I'm saying, we sparred, we were sparring partners, a lot. We played football in the streets, pick up and run. We had a group of us, me, you, Eric, Aaron and Andre, Marcus, Ben, my brother, both of my brothers, and
man,
we had the Johnson
hey,
Drive Hood.
everybody, everybody
We had
shout
the
out, man.
Johnson
You gotta
Drive
go all the
Hood.
way to Village Green, chill with.
There you go, man. We
We
had
gotta
the
go to
Johnson Drive.
Bear Counter or
We used to do
holler at
games
the whole
Johnson Drive
team.
versus. Hey, you remember when you used to do Johnson Drive versus Jeffrey Circle and Johnson Drive versus Merritt County? We used to have
Oh
them
man,
games and stuff. We used to have them games and
yeah,
uh,
man.
but you look at everybody,
Man,
man,
gonna
in
shoot
that
each other.
circle,
They
man.
get to
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Um, it's crazy, man, because everybody in that circle, man. I be wondering, like, you see those movies with people, and you say, where are they now? You want to know where people are now,
yeah,
like
man.
how they life done changed
That's
and who
kind of
did
why,
what and all this kind of stuff. Huh?
yeah, man. That's kind of why I went, because I wanted to see, really just be like wanting to check in, see, people, man. Everybody caught up in their life and their day to day. I see everybody in the world on Facebook, but I don't see none of them in the street. Or should I say the world?
Facebook is the new world. Facebook is the new world.
Yeah, Facebook knew, but I ain't. You hear me?
Yeah.
Authentic. That's the only way you can make it through life, man. Being authentic, man. You know, yeah, you could take the simulation route, and it'll be just like everything that's going on around us. Or we can build each other, help each other, and watch each other grow. That's where we running from. That's something I want to put out there. Build each
Yeah.
other, help each other, and watch each other grow. I mean, ain't no age limit on that. Oh, I'm too old to grow. Well, wither. If you're too old to grow, then you can wither. You hear me? We never stop
Yeah.
growing.
And what you said before about
Yeah.
what you said before about oh man, you said if you don't you said something about growing. What would you say about growing? No, changing. It was about change, right? Talking about change.
Oh, change. No,
What you
I
saying
was just
about
saying
change?
that. Nah, I know exactly what I said. I said as far as I said, God didn't put us here to change us because we are who we supposed to be. You're supposed to change your ways, not your existence because He created us in His image and His likeness. So why would He put us here to do that and then say change you? Now, see, that's what you running from yourself. You're supposed to change your values, your approach. You change you change clothes and stuff like that, but we put here to evolve and grow. And
Evolve.
understanding and wisdom comes with the knowledge that we are trying to use it. See, when you get knowledge and you don't use it, you 2 times worse than a person who don't know. You
Yeah.
know,
That's some real powerful stuff. I'm about to use that, bro.
that's how
I'm gonna put
that's what a lot of people got. That's what a lot of people gotta start to understand. We're not here to change. You hear me? When I hear a person say change, I know you fake. You hear me? When you change your ways, you don't change who you are because God made me a funny person. He made a person. Man, I lived a dangerous, dark life. That was miserable because I ran away from Yeah, I changed my ways. Sometimes we change for the worse. And you think you telling yourself I'm changing for the man, I'm getting money. That's not the way you want to you needed to get that money because it's not gonna last long. If you can't provide and produce, it's not that's ill will.
So what's the difference between changing and evolving?
See, evolving, you give yourself a chance to grow. You don't have no ceiling. You just constantly till the day you disappear. You constantly. You know what I'm saying? And that helps the situation around you. Being stuck and stagnant you can be a boss and be stuck and stagnant in the mind because you think that's what. Now you need to be learning. If you learn as a person, being the greatest boss is gonna play itself out. See what I'm saying? When you constantly leading yourself into the right path, you don't have time to be stagnant on what a boss supposed to do. I know what Sean need to do, and if y'all call Sean a boss because of what he does, then thank you for noticing me. You feel me? But that's not how I'm gonna end the existence because I'm a boss. See, it's just like the approach with Jesus. When they tell that story about him healing people, what was he? Was he sitting on a pedestal, or was he in the crowd?
He was down in the field.
That's what people that's what people fail to realize when you get to a boss. That's why it's so much chain. You want to make the person on the back of the chain feel like he know he ain't not getting no money like the boss getting the money. But make him feel like his existence is worth that and watch what you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? I always help people like me. You know why? Because I have a purpose.
Yes, buddy. Another thing you said too was the biggest how do we say, the biggest struggle is the chain that's on your mind, or the biggest what we said before?
When you trying to was about bring it to me a little clear.
No, we were just talking about the biggest downfall to a person is the chain they have on their mind. That's the biggest setback. When you can learn how to free your mind, you can learn how to not be in bondage. Chains to this.
That actual the actual day you go through that, you know, that's 10 minutes from that situation, you feel like that's the most losingest. I am the most garbageous. I have just went through the worst. Then 10 days from that, man, that hurt it bad though. 10 months from that, boy, you see me? Look, yeah. So you know you got a little extra. Oh, yeah, I went through that. Versus, okay, I got the money expanded. I got to buy the house. I got to buy the car. You ain't go through nothing. You just did something. So that the next after that, you ain't thinking about that. You don't care about that. You just gonna either lose that car or pay it off. That's just how it go. Robot mind. You didn't get nothing out of nothing. You feel me? You know, that's what people understand in life is that realistically, even the things you think involve having something is materialistic. And see, you just in a simulation, you know, and I can't be mad at you, but I can't let your energy get, because I don't know, the whole conversation is not going to be about, hey, you seen that new whip? What about these new J's? Hey, look at him. Look at that. That's not helping me. But if we sit around talking like we talking, then we helping each other grow. You hear me? That's showing love when you tell somebody about themselves. I don't want to sit around talking about yes sir, yeah, oh that's cool, yeah, right. You the best. Look, you not helping me grow. You ain't my friend.
Scores and stuff is up there, but when I try to click it, it says she needs to pay for it, but she said she can see all 3 of them on her thing.
A friend gonna tell you, man, you the lame.
It might be an
Look.
old
That's why I told her. I
Mm.
said it might be a previous date, but she's like, well, nah, I can still go. And then it logged me out. I tried to log back in. It's saying wrong email and password again. And I tried it on my tablet, tried it on the phone. And I said, Ms. Best, I don't know what's going on with this. She's like, do you usually have this problem experience? I said, no, not like this. And I was just in there. Like, you got a code, sent your phone and everything.
Hold that thought, brother. Hold that thought.
What's up?
Just hold the thought. Come and have a seat. It's one of those things we have to continue getting better. We have to continue evolving into what we want to be. The thought that came to my mind was the difference between changing and evolving is when you change, you completely turn into something else. But when you evolve, you adapt to your situation, you overcome the obstacles,
Yep.
and you're able to transition into a different, just a different mentality.
Exactly.
Instead of changing,
Cause see that day-to-day.
you know what I mean? Instead of changing who you are as a person or as a man, evolve into something better. Adapt, overcome the circumstance, the situation, so that you can actually be able to lead somebody in a better direction. But I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother. I do have some other things to do. It was definitely nice vibing with you, brother. I appreciate your time. I hope that we can vibe again in the future. All the people that was on today, I appreciate y'all just vibing and everything. Look, get with me, man. Get with me, and we're gonna talk about that rap thing. We're gonna vibe inside the den, brother.
Hey, don't put that out there. Look, look, there's something we gonna brainstorm.
We're gonna talk. But I'll talk to you soon, brother. Have a good evening.
You too, bro.
All right, man.
Hey, stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
I'm a lion, and ain't nothing but anything. We on fire, and my brothers, they on fire too. And we'll fight for each other, that's what lions do.
Progression of the team is the purpose of our devotion. You can see that we've been working and really having some motion. None of it was given, you know that we had to hustle. And that's just how it is when you coming about the struggle. They say it takes a village when you raising a child. And they all turn into your family after a while. We gotta feed into each other, show love to one another. Not a race, but I know we can all finish the mile. When we step up in the den, you letting go of your past. You the only person that can really hold yourself back. The pride and strength of a lion is truly your match. Everybody has it when you a part of the pack. Now this ain't the type of place that'll judge you for who you are. We just get you on your way to becoming a superstar. I told you once before and I can tell you again. Come and join the brotherhood if you really just trying to win. What's up?
Brothers need to stick together. As a team, we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel. Just tell me if it's real. Brothers need to stick together. As a team, we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel.
Tell me how you feel.
Just tell me if it's real.
Tell me how you feel. Inside of the den, one.
introduce myself?